Hello, this is Daisy Hamilton, and you're watching Actors Reporter with Kurt Kelly and Live Video Inc.
Kelly from Live Video Inc. and Actors Reporter with Daisy Hamilton. I think this is 3 years in a row we're doing this now from Tri-Coast.
Yes.
And there's so many things we can talk about because I was looking at the stuff we shot last year and we talked about all your amazing films, which we will cover first.
Okay.
What are you working on?
Okay. Working on as in films or?
Yeah, we'll start with the film and then we'll sneak over to that other thing that may change the world.
So we have Heavenly Sword.
Yes.
Which is based on the Sony best-selling video game.
Okay.
And it's awesome. It's with Alfred Molina, Jenna Torv. It's really, really wonderful.
You're doing video games now in film?
No, it's a film based on the video game.
I know. I was trying to be clever.
But it's
is
doing
this?
Really well for us.
Did you guys do a lot of motion?
There we go.
Capture with this?
Blockade made it out of Korea.
Yes.
And it looks it's very much like a video game.
Right.
So it stays true to that and it stays true to the characters, but it's sort of taking all of the storylines in the video game and creating a full feature out of it. So it really will feed fans with what they want.
This is a different type of film for your company, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. Well, we had a video game film called Noobs and did well with that. I mean, there are more gamers now every minute and makes more money than the film and music
gaming is just starting to morph
combined.
everything. Yes.
Yeah, so it's a great market, and I think that I don't know. I like the idea of taking a video game and creating a film out of it. You know, as opposed to the reverse, which has been done for a while.
Right.
So, yeah.
So you're starting a new trend, if you will.
Yeah, well, we're not starting it, but we're joining it.
Joining it, okay.
Yes.
What else are you working on this year?
So
at
we
this
have
festival?
Altergeist.
Altergeist?
Yes.
No relation to Polter, I take it.
No, it's more of a sci-fi horror, but it's really gorgeous. It's really, really scary, and it's the production value is amazing. I'm really excited about that one. Yeah.
Why is this going to be a breakout film that we're going to be hearing about?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's so special about it?
Well, so let's see. It was made by Aaron Heck, and it was shot on the Corbell Estate wineries, and it's actually based on a true story.
Oh, really?
And so during the filming, there was all this really creepy stuff that happened, and when we actually acquired it, there was a ton of really creepy things that started happening.
At your office?
Yeah.
No.
But I mean, not bad things, but it's just
thumping late at night as you're at work.
Well, but it's not ghost,
Yes.
and it's not sci-fi. It's a little bit of both.
Oh.
So it's interesting, and it's new, and it's based on a real story, and so yeah.
Have you seen them? They're beautiful. There's something evil here.
Listen to me! Listen to me!
It's not human. It's not a ghost. Are you afraid? That's what they like.
Congratulations with that.
Yeah, it stars Christina Onapau, who I love. She's on True Blood.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you're going to have that whole, if you will, fan or cult base who are like craving more.
Exactly, yeah.
To follow the film. How special. So when is that due up?
It's screening. Both films are screening at the market.
Right.
I believe that one's screening in an hour, so it's...
Hold it, we're running next. See you. No. Okay, right on the promenade.
Yes.
Okay. And other films that you have this year that you're covering?
Yeah, we've got a new one.
Oh, you have a whole book this year.
Yeah, sir.
Wow.
Tricoast Worldwide.
Check this out.
Oh, a film that I love, love, love.
Yes.
It's called Little Red. Let's see if I can find it.
Okay. Oh my gosh, you have so many this year.
Yeah, and it's basically like Little Red Riding Hood, but
Yes.
a sort of modern day retelling of it. And I think it's Mark Metcalf is
Really?
just so amazing. It's artsy, which, you know, is definitely, if you like cinema, which I love, it's very evocative of Lolita.
Once upon a time, there lived the prettiest little Midwestern girl who dreamed of wild horses running on warm, sandy beaches.
Whose house is this? I thought we were going to school.
It's Libby's.
Libby? You know, I don't want to get in trouble because of you.
I think it's wonderful that you're going to go and see your grandmother.
Oh, feels like you're down here for a walk. You need a lift? You want to ride?
No.
Got somebody's meeting you here?
Yeah. Even things seem to be watching
If
me.
you don't mind my saying so, you're very beautiful. Can I take your picture? Yeah, all right.
Hey, Red, come on up here.
If you both want to come, that'd be fine.
Okay,
Go get
let's
something
go.
to eat. What's your hurry?
Go to hell. You okay?
Yeah.
I lost my bag. I lost my money. I just went missing.
Sometimes you just have to listen to that call of the wild.
Man, that guy's so creepy.
I'll pretend to be your dad. Yeah, we'll have lots of fun, all right?
I don't know what to do. He knows I'm down here.
She'll never get away from you, trailer trash to a whore.
This is the last ferry to Cumberland Island.
It's beautiful. Before the woods used to seem so fun. Now they seem kinda creepy.
I mean, I'm just a cinema buff, so I love it. It's one of my favorite.
You've spent your
acquisitions
entire
this year.
life, literally, unlike some people, in the entertainment industry.
Yes, I have, yeah.
Coming from a long line of entertainment family. So I'm backing up in your booklet here just to see what else you got. So, wow, how many films are you guys putting out this year? 40?
I mean, this is some of our
Heavenly
old titles. We have
Sword.
about 5 new titles this year. Yeah,
Okay.
that is an awesome one. And we're giving away a free PlayStation 4 at the screening.
I
So-
see. So the only way I have a chance to
Oh,
get it.
Toolbox Murders 2 as well.
Okay.
That's the
what is
sequel
that?
to Tobe Hooper's Toolbox Murders 1.
I see.
Which did extremely well. So it stars Bruce Dern, who just
Okay.
won the Best Actor at Cannes. So yeah, Bruce Dern's fantastic. I love him, and he does a great job in that. So
And
yeah,
tell
it's
me about
pretty horrifying.
Jet Set.
Yeah, Jet Set's really funny. It's sort of a look at a Hollywood couple that is trying to stay famous and sort of have a child, and the two can't really. It's just sort of an ironic look at
is a lot of
being a
Hollywood,
celebrity.
yes.
Yeah. Center Place. Yeah, and that stars Stuart Stapleton, who's the new star of 300.
Okay.
Yeah, Sullivan Stapleton.
Okay.
And Shark Proof is hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
It's a really funny
is
movie.
that
It's John Lovitz.
I was
Yes,
just
it
gonna
is.
say, I saw John recently at a screening at the Academy. and-
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's so funny.
He's still on his game.
Yeah.
He really is.
And then Tom Sizemore, 5 Hour Friends for the golfers out there.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, it's romantic comedy.
And Absolute
Killers.
This is
Yeah,
about
your Meatloaf
what?
and your. Yeah.
Meatloaf is doing this?
Yeah.
The soundtrack. No, he's actually acting.
Yeah,
in it.
yeah, he's acting in it.
How is he as an actor? We've seen him on reality television. We've seen
I
him on
think
stage.
he's good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anouk, did we have that last year? I'm not sure. It might be new.
This one, Anouk?
Oh, no, we did have that last year. That's one of my favorite films in our entire catalog.
Why?
It's just the message is so important. And actually, Greenland does not look like that anymore. They're
Really?
calling it one of their heritage films because the ice is melting at such a rapid rate that...
Global warming.
Yeah. But it's really just such a wonderful... It's about man and nature and sort of reconnecting.
Between that and the rainforest, maybe we might start to get a clue.
Yeah.
You know? If we put some trees back on the planet instead of trying to chop everything down. And you have 2 new films here with The Treasure of the Black Jaguar.
Yeah, well, we've had them for a while. And The Bunker, which Ken Shamrock. So.
Which has nothing to do with the Black Jaguar Foundation, I'm taking?
No.
Okay.
But yeah, so...
You have quite a few here. Oh.
That was the video game one, Noobs.
Okay. And Alien Nation?
That's really funny. It's about a guy that... It's sort of a documentary. He goes around and looks at people that are UFO... hunters, and it's really funny. But,
okay.
Yeah.
And the list goes on and on and
exactly,
on.
Exactly.
So they should go to your website
yes.
and find out.
Tricos Worldwide.
Tricosworldwide.com and find out what films you're working on. What are you looking for when people approach you for films? What is the hot button for you this year? What are you finding are the new sweet spots, if you will?
I'm interested in, what would you call it? Anything that has to do with the future or technology or a lot of buyers seem to be asking for that.
Right. More cutting edge.
Right, exactly. More cutting edge. Let's see.
And not necessarily like a Saw movie when we say cutting edge. I want to be clear about that.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, I like anything that has a real human aspect. I mean, working in international sales, I look for a film that can travel. You know, it doesn't just apply to one country, but it really speaks to humans all over, you know?
So it may be a sensitive topic. I don't know. We've never really talked openly and publicly about this, but there are those who have said in the past romantic comedies suck when it comes to the international market, which has been changing.
Oh, I find the complete opposite, actually.
And also films that have black in it aren't successful. Yeah. You hear all these stories.
Yeah.
Some of those have become myths because, like, I work for Sony Pix doing their television network in India, and I'm seeing a lot of films that 10 years ago you wouldn't see played in India or other countries that are now getting out there. Are you seeing that shift also in the distribution world for you?
Yeah, I think definitely with romantic comedies.
Yes.
You know, that doesn't, everyone makes a horror film, but not as many people make romantic comedies. So they're in higher demand, I would say.
Right. Well, you don't have to explain the language of a horror film or action drama. Oh, what did they say? Okay.
Exactly. And so I think that when it comes to films that are more based on maybe a smaller minority,
right,
that can be hard to travel but again, it all comes down to if it speaks to human things that are really human, because if it does, it doesn't matter if it all the actors are of a certain minority. It still, if the world can relate, then it can perform well overseas.
Well, it's interesting because I was talking with a major hedge fund last night, and the one thing that was a common theme of what we talked about here and on my trip to New York recently is it's all about the script, and of course who's attached to it, who's in it. But if it's a good storyline, people are going to want to see it.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Everyone wants to make a movie.
Do you think? Hey, look at me.
It's literally the #1 major across the nation. But no one really thinks about what stories need to be told.
Right.
Everyone has a story to tell, but I would love to see people that are trying to tap into sort of the collective unconscious and figure out what we as humanity need to hear right now.
Well, and also be able to say it succinctly without,
Well, that's why a great film really takes a group of wonderful, talented people that come together. It can't be done alone.
Right.
You get those films. That always hurts me to see a great film that, someone wrote it, directed, acted, and starred in it, and it just fell a little bit short because they were trying to do everything. And really, contribution is what this game's all about. A bunch of people coming together.
Well, and it's also important, and if people are newer to the business, to get the ego out of the way, because you said, it is a team effort. It's not any one person who makes a big movie. It has to be
for something greater than themselves.
Exactly.
And I think when people come together to work on something that's greater than themselves, that's when you really get magic.
Well, and some of the people who have really had longevity in this business are people who can work well with others on a set and not be prima or donna, or both of those together.
Right.
You're also working on some amazing technology that we touched on last year, and we did a special showcase show video that I was telling you about just before we did this that we put on the air yesterday, and we brought you back because I always love talking with you, but also you have some very pioneering technology. Bring me up to speed on how I can talk in Chinese.
Okay, so it's called Babylon.
Yes.
And we're now in the late stages of development.
And it's
We're
in a
getting very
tower
close.
that's very tall. No,
Yes. Well,
not that kind of
yeah.
Babylon. Okay.
Basically, we can capture your vocal fingerprint, as it were, and then recreate that into another language. So it would
Yes.
be Kurt Kelly, your unique voice, your idiosyncrasies, and your emotional expression. And we could turn that into Japanese, Chinese, French, Spanish, and sync it with your lips. So at first it works sort of like dubbing, which is the most archaic form,
Right.
has not changed
Like
since the beginning of
ADR
film.
looping.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
So it works like that. It's manual for the first year, but it's an intelligent system that learns with the more people that you record. So within, my technologists tell me, could be anywhere from a year to 2 years. The process starts automating at a very rapid rate and can eventually become real time. So
Now,
it'll
can
go
this
from-
run on any type of machine? Is it
Well,
multi-platform?
at first, it would be almost like, think Dolby, right? So
Okay.
you need to have a sound room that's Dolby spec.
Right.
But that's for the first year only. Eventually, as it starts to become more automated, it'll turn into a chipset, which you can put into your cell phone, your TV, and
Oh, no.
so then you really roll it out. But for
Really?
the first year, it'll first be done in-house, I'd say, for the first 6 months, and then we will take it out to production companies around the world. They can license the box, the Babel
Right.
box, and then start using it. And then as it advances, that's when we'll start putting it into chipset. And then long term, 4 years down the line, we launch a social platform where you can speak
Can
to
I
anyone.
be one of the early stages as you're deploying this chipset? Can I be your R&D voice?
Yes, we'd love that.
I would love to do that. I think that would be so fun to be. Arigato gozaimasu. Oh, my chip's working. To be able to speak in foreign languages
Yeah.
Around the world.
Yeah, what's really exciting is that along with capturing, your exact voice, I think that it also, what's so phenomenal is that it can capture, we really quantify the emotional aspect of speech so that it can be recreated. And so you could have Siri sounding like a real human, or,
Oh, how
your
cool.
GPS navigator sounding like Christopher Walken, who knows,
Or
So it has a lot of
wow,
applications
my mind
that are
is
very
racing.
wide.
Every time I talk to you, my mind is racing. So this is a couple of years away from the real world application, or
well,
are we
from
much
the-
closer now since?
Much closer.
Okay.
Right. So we're a few months away from having a demo, which will go viral and all that.
Oh, how exciting.
And then probably about a year away from when we start licensing out Babel boxes to other companies.
Babel boxes.
But you might see it in a film in, who knows, 6 to 9 months. So.
And I'm having a feeling it may be through Tricos. It's just a guess.
No, it's its own separate company.
Okay.
I think that at some point we'll probably take on, or be looking to take on, strategic alliances, bigger partners. That,
Right.
But definitely my main goal is to make sure that it's implemented across the world in a really just and fair way and not scooped up by one company. I wouldn't want that.
Now, is there, I'm just thinking, if the film is already shot in the can, could it take the
You
existing...
can't go retrograde at first. So
Okay.
we couldn't give you Elvis because we need to capture Elvis in our, basically we're getting a 3D take of the mouth and the
Right.
breath and the throat and everything.
Oh, this is
So
almost like a motion capture of the voice.
Very much, exactly. So it's like
Wow.
motion capture of everything on the inside. So when they do mocap now, there's no tongue actually. So they don't get anything on the inside.
Yes, they don't.
Right.
It's
so
all
ours
little-
is we actually, have the patent for everything on the inside.
Wow.
And how that, I like to think that we're really capturing breath because it's how fast the glottal tick ticks, how the mouth gesticulates, but it's all driven by the breath. So we're really capturing it at its source.
What got you into this business? You were making films, and now all of a sudden you're a technology guru.
Well, yeah, I love it. My parents actually, they had thought of the idea 10 years ago and patented it.
And
no
how
one-
are they, by the way?
They're doing well, yeah.
Hi.
But so they had these technologists start building it out, but
Right.
technology at the time wasn't there yet, surrounding technology. So
No,
like
not even
facial
close.
capture, they were doing very early 3D modeling, and now CGI is here, so
Right.
it's just so much easier. So we needed to wait for surrounding technologies to catch up.
Right.
But now it has, which is very exciting. So, well, they were in Cannes actually 10 years ago, and they looked around and saw that all these films, every sale that's going on to another country, for the most part, there's the need of dubbing or changing languages.
Absolutely, translations
Right,
departments.
right. And they couldn't figure out why there's nothing that could change the voice, so that you didn't have to inject a new false voice, like creepy ventriloquism or something.
Right.
So they went to these technologists who were working on it entirely. Our techies are so fantastic. They basically
You need to get some enthusiasm and passion. I'm kidding.
no, they created the thing for Black Hawk jets and
Oh.
Wall Street that does all the sound, noise cancellation, and
Right.
the other one does a lot of basically building software from. It's very, I don't know. I wish I knew more. Could speak engineering, software,
You're
tech
speaking
lingo,
actually
but-
pretty good at it.
thank
I've
you.
done a lot in the technology industry, and you're keeping up with them. Don't let them kid you. So, this is a whole new space that will be in addition to the film division that you do. If
Yes.
somebody's coming with a new television series, is that something Tri-Coast would look at?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We're actually doing a TV series.
Oh, we didn't even
it's
talk
so
about that.
cool.
Hold it.
Well,
And-
we're in development right now.
Is this for network television,
Mhm.
cable? Where are we
We're
going?
in discussions with a few of the major networks now. It's called the Omega Zone, and
Okay.
it looks at the intersection between cutting-edge scientific research
Right.
and cross-cultural understandings of the soul. So,
Really?
and it shows how surprisingly complementary they are.
Okay,
Yeah, and so we have got some really interesting talent that is interested in hosting it.
nice.
And we look at some amazing, amazing things that are happening around the world. And
So this is more reality driven.
yeah, it's nonfiction. We have the
Okay.
showrunner from Ancient Aliens.
Oh, really?
Scott
Nice.
Hartford, who's
Yes.
so awesome. So yeah, we're sort of in deals right now, or I'll be able to tell you in maybe the next week who it's going with. but-
Maybe we'll have to have you back before the week is out here.
Yeah,
then,
I
next
might have
week,
some more
and we'll have
news.
the update from Dizzy. That's a good
Mhm.
idea.
But
I like that.
did you know that apparently in Egypt there's a doctor that has figured out a way to cure hepatitis C by engraving or lasering onto aluminum chips sacred geometry. So people are starting
Wow.
to use a lot of these spiritual intelligence,
Right.
I would say, and integrating it with science.
The third eye, if you will, or seeing beyond what we can normally see.
Right, very good.
Okay.
But I mean, the whole chakra system, if you look at the endocrine glands, which is the anatomical, in our body we have 7 endocrine glands, which relate to the 7 chakras.
Are you a
there's-
PhD?
Well, I took a lot of cognitive neuroscience,
I'm
which I
thinking
love.
you took a lot of everything. Congratulations! Wow. I hope the show does well for you.
I hope it does well. I think that spiritual intelligence is something that needs to be, taught and enjoyed, and
Wow.
we don't really get it anywhere.
I like the concept.
Yeah, and it's not religious at all. I don't
Send
mean
me over the
religious.
scripts and I'll do
Yeah.
the wraparound for you or whatever you need.
Oh,
Whatever you
please.
need, I will do. I
Well,
am now
yeah.
your servant. Truly great to see you again.
You as well.
And I do want to know more about this as it progresses. So if there's more developments that happen during the week, just come down and tap somebody on the shoulder and say, I'm back. And I'll just tell them you're next.
I will. Thank
All right.
you.
Truly a pleasure. Daisy Hamilton from Tri-Coast Worldwide. I'm Kurt Kelly with Actors Reporting on Live Video Inc. at the 2013. Oh, what decade is this? At the 2013 AFM Awards. This is the 34th year they've been doing the American film market.
yeah?
Yeah. So they've been doing it longer than you've been alive.
This is true.
Okay. And we'll be back with more in just a moment.